Okay, so first you need to understand the names of polynomials from the degree and the number of terms. I'm not going to write those here, but if you'd like to, you can get out your notes from 5.1 and write what each of those are, but you should know those. You're going to need to know how to find and write the end behavior of a function, but when looking at the function itself, and that's the directions, the up or down, as x approaches negative infinity and as x approaches positive infinity. Again, if you want to add more to this as far as that chart, you can. I'm not going to put it here, but it may be helpful for you later on. You're going to have to know how to write in standard form. And find the number of turns a function has. The standard form is the highest degree down to the lowest degree. The number of turns is n minus 1. One less than the degree. Okay, so when you're finding the zeros, the roots, or the solutions, it's all the same thing. If it's equation, get everything to one side, have it equal 0. Then always check to factor out a GCF if you can, including the variables. And then it depends on what's left. If you have a quadratic, you're first going to look to factor it, or possibly solve by square roots if it's just the x squared and the constant. And then if neither one of those work, you can solve by the quadratic formula. So if it's a cubic, you have to see what type of cubic. If it's a 4-term polynomial, then factor by grouping. If it's a cubic binomial, it should be the sum of cubes or difference of cubes. Then you use the sum of cubes formula or difference of cubes formula, the SOC or DOC, in order to factor it, and then solve from there. Remember, for the quadratic part, you're going to have to use a quadratic formula for that. And if it's a quartic, you're going to use your special quartic pattern. Where you're just going to factor it like normal, but you're using x squared and x squared instead of just x and x. And then after that, you would solve by square roots. And that's it. Okay? There's a joke on the next page. Here we go. What do you call an elephant in a phone booth? Stuck.